Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of Club 8. We're back with AC Milan once again. If you did miss the introduction episode, pop back onto Thursday's video and check that out. We're back in early December and we've been in great form so far this season. So since we last was, we had a couple of disappointing draws against Udinese and Torino to start the season following the first two games that we showed on camera. Following that, we then beat Virtus Entella 2-0, Brescia 2-1, 1-0 against Vicenza. We then had a 0-0 draw against Fiorentina. But then we've bounced back from that with a 3-0 win against Benevento, 1-0 against Genoa, and then a 4-1 win against Lazio, where we absolutely pummeled them within 35 minutes. All that leaves us second in the table with a game in hand over Juventus, which if we win, we go top of the table. However, that game in hand is against Inter Milan, and then also we play Juventus in the game following that. So it is going to be a pivotal episode, as was planned. I hoped it would work out quite an important episode. So let's go and get into the game against Inter Milan and see if we can start off by going top of the table. And the lineup we're going for today, we've got Donnarumma in goal, a back four of Savadori, Marcon, Kongui and Bellicoso, Quaresma as a holding midfielder, George Mee and Kellers in midfield, Mbappe and Felix on either wing, and then Cassiatore up front as the lone striker. Largely been the team that we've gone for all season, except for João Felix, who's only recently come back into it. We've had a few players who were wanting to leave because we weren't in Europe. They're now all starting to say they're happy to stay because they think we will get into Europe next year, and that's looking very likely so far, if I say so myself. However, Bottori breaking down the right foot into Milan, and João Felix does very well to get a tackle in there, and Cassiatore nearly getting to the ball there. It's back onto the right hand side. Della Bella trying to get a bit of space, gets it inside to Musa, who goes to the far out and ball over the top to Bottori, and it's a great tackle that wins us the ball. João Felix now trying to break away. That is the end of the highlight, but a bit of pressure early on from Inter Milan there. This is a game where we are expecting to be a little bit more on the back foot. As we know, Inter Milan won the Champions League a couple of seasons ago, beating my Bayern Munich team. João Felix plays it inside to Kellers, who's dispossessed by Musa in very sloppy play. And now they're trying to get a breakthrough. Bottori strikes from range, and that is 1-0 to Inter Milan. And very, very silly play from Kellers there to get dispossessed so easily. And then this bit of play here, Bellicoso and João Felix, neither of them aware of Bottori's run, and it's far too easy for them to get a 1-0 lead in this game now, which means we've got to chase it, which does make it a bit more dangerous for us as well. However, George Mee nearly got the ball away, gets tackled, and then Donnarumma clears it to the left wing where we've got no one there. Bottori skips past João Felix, goes back to Musa, ball through for Della Bella, and it's a good save from... No, it wasn't a good save from Donnarumma. It was straight out for a goal kick. But definite warning signs here. And Kongui clears it out to Savadori at right back, who finds Mbappe, who tries to find Cassiatore, but it's a poor ball forward, doesn't get anywhere near him. And Musa now bringing it forward. Della Bella trying to get into the box. Cross goes in, and De Mea heads just over. We are really struggling at the moment. I think what we're going to try doing is go a bit more direct, and we're going to drop the defence back. Try and make it a bit more difficult for them to get in behind us like they are at the moment. Salvadori plays it to Quaresma, who finds João Felix. Back to Kellers, out to Bellicoso, who's got space to run into. Drills the ball into... Why are we doing low crosses as well? Yeah, we need to go for whipped crosses, really, because we've got a 6'4" striker, and we don't really want to do low crosses to a six. That's remnants of when Mbappe played up front, where it suited us. No longer suits us. We need to be whipping the crosses in or floating them in towards a 6'4" striker. Tobido plays it to Noto. He finds a way out to the left wing where Brito is there. Branco backing him up further left. And now a ball across the box, and De Gea makes no mistake this time, and it's 2-0. And with just over half an hour gone, it's not looking good for us. We're going to proceed with the changes, and we're going to berate them, because we've had a really poor first half here. What have we had? One shot, and surprisingly, we've actually had slightly more possession. It certainly doesn't feel like that. Noto finds Della Bella, who goes out to Brito on the left, and Salvadori with a good tackle there, and he's able to bring it away. Goes long upfield, but easily handled by Inter Milan. And Kongyui plays it back to Salvadori, forward to Mbappe. George finds Cacciatore, back to Mbappe, back to George ball through towards Cacciatore, who gets one back for us, and that is much more like it. And we're back in the game with a shout, thanks to that great bit of play. Mbappe back to George and the ball in behind the defenders. Great run from Cacciatore, and now Bellicoso's gone down injured. We're going to send Jose Antonio on as a complete wing back. I haven't tried him there yet, but we're just going to give him a go and see how he does. Noto crosses the ball in, and Quaresma heads away. I'm not attempting that name. Tries to cut into the box. Della Bella in space and heads over the bar. And that was a great free header for him there. And as you can see, first half we have been really struggling. And I think what we're going to have to do is look at changing Mbappe. We're going to swap him onto the left, sorry. And send Aaron on for João Felix. I don't feel João Felix has contributed very much in this game. I'm hoping maybe Mbappe on the left can have a bit of a better impact. Ball forward, Cacciatore plays it down to Kellers. He goes back to Kongu, who finds George who finds Aaron on the right. He goes back in field to Kellers. George finds Cacciatore. But if we're struggling to get any progressive passes, Mbappe now dispossessed by Bottori, who's breaking away. And we're trying to cover it. Della Bella's there now with a chance to cross, and Kongju does clear away. And Cacciatore, now very isolated going forward, gets past his first man, and it gets into the box, hits it into the side net, but there's just no support for him there. And maybe we need to start countering when we get the ball like that. Mbappe is going to come off for Adele now because he's been very ineffective so far, all on both sides. So it's clearly just not his night. And Antonio's just thrown the ball straight to Inter Milan. Noto finds Della Bella back to De Gea, and he's trying to find a bit of space here. Quaresma with a great tackle. Bottori then crosses it in, and Brito with a header at the far post that Donnarumma does well to save. He throws long to Kellers, who heads across to George. It's out to Adele, who's got space to run at. He's got Antonio with him, gets tackled, but Jose Antonio plays it back to Kellers, into Cacciatore, back to Antonio, goes back to Kellers, Cacciatore to Quaresma, and the ball through to Cacciatore. It ends up getting to him, and it is 2-2 now. Let's encourage them. We've come from 2 goals down and got straight back into it. Well, it's took us a while, but we're back in it. And it was a bit unlucky from Verbeke there, but ball breaks nicely for us, and we punish them for it. And now George Me on the ball, clears it upfield. Bottori plays it to Musa, and he's going to go across to Della Bella, and Jose Antonio kind of just knocked the ball back behind them both. Bottori's back on the ball, gets a cross in, and Salcedo has made it 3-2. So now we've got to come from behind once again, and that is not a great bit of play for us to get back into it, and then 2 minutes later find ourselves back behind. Ball towards the far post is headed away by George Me. Caddo collects, and he's got a lot of space there to deal with. Gets a cross in, Kongju heads away, Adele tries to head away, but there's nobody there for him to head on to. We're going to change to a diamond. Adele's going to go as an advance forward. Cacciatore as a complete forward, and then a shadow striker there as well, just in hopes that maybe that way we can overload them a bit and have that extra man up front, so that Cacciatore is not trying to do it all by himself. Brito plays it to Musa. Noto plays it through for Branco. He gets a cross in, and Della Bella's hit the post, and Donnarumma does manage to claim it as the ball comes back into the box, and that'll be the change of formation for us now. Andres plays it to Della Bella, and there's a bit of pressure there, but he's managed to slip past his man. Brito goes around the right back, and ball comes in. Della Bella has missed a fantastic chance for Inter Milan. This would send them level on points with us as well, unless we can get a late goal here. Aaron sends it in. It's easily saved by the keeper, who then goes long. Salcedo heads down to Della Bella, who's got space on the right to run into. And ball comes into the box. Brito, it's 4-2, and that is game over for AC Milan. We're going to try changing things up, but I was hoping we'd be able to just get a late goal and see the game out. Even at 2-2 would have been fine, just to have it end 2-2, but Inter Milan have been all over us here, and it's a fully deserved win for them, if we're being honest. We're going to send them to training tomorrow, and we're going to come back and see if we can turn it around against Juventus. And we're back now for the second game of the episode. We've gone with just a couple of changes. Adele coming in for João Felix, and Jose Antonio coming in at left back due to the injury. So that'll be the lineup for today. Just noticed Zinedine Zidane in charge at Juventus. And let's see if we can do better than we did against Inter Milan, because we're not off to a good start for this episode. And we need to try and turn it around. Inter Milan haven't played yet, so it's a chance for us to make sure that we stay level on points with them. And we could also overtake Juventus if we can get a win here. Adele goes back to Keleza, but a poor bit of play from Juventus let Antonio in there, and he nearly punished them for it. We're going to go balanced, I think, here. And we're going to go back to the floating the crosses with Cacciatore in mind. And now Juventus playing out from the back, find a way to Penna, who's able to bring the ball forward, back to Pavon, and then ball back over the top. Penna's on the ball again. Mutlu gets a poor pass intercepted by Jose Antonio, and now we're trying to play our way around this press as Juventus mark on. Back to Donnarumma. Quaresma goes long with a poor ball, and Firot now with a chance in the last go. Back to Firot. Back to Nolasco, who crosses the ball in mark on, heads away. But only as far as Nolasco, who gets the ball back in, and Diaz heads the ball, but it is well wide. But then they've now got a corner. Ball comes in, and Owusu was at the near post, but he heads over. Kellers is struggling in this game, so we may be having to bring him off shortly after half time for him to be able to. I mean, he's not going to make it the 90 minutes. He's already looking out on his feet. Mutlu with the ball in, and it's headed just over from Hatcham. Lots of warning shots from Juventus here as we struggle once again to really get going. And at half time, it's 0-0. We're going to tell them we're pleased with how things are going. I'm not particularly, but I'm thinking raise the morale a bit. We are going to bring Kellers off, and it's going to be for Routeweiler, maybe? Let's have a look. You know what? Barriero. Why not? Let's give him a chance and see if he can improve us in the second half. We're also going to make a couple of changes here. We're going to go slightly more direct and hit early crosses. And we're going to go for... We're going to start to counter them. But that's all we're going to change for now. Let's see if we can improve in the second half and get a few more attacks going our way. And that is horrendous from Donnarumma. Dropping the cross straight to Hatcham, who makes it 1-0 to Juventus. The header there, and Donnarumma has absolutely messed that up. And also, no reaction from Jose Antonio on the line there as it got hit past him. So 2 bits of poor play from our back line. We're going to demand more. Penna gets tackled by Jose Antonio, but keeps the ball. He plays it out to Firot on the left, who gets a cross in, and Diaz with a great header. Well, great chance, I should say. It wasn't a great header because it was off target. But once again, we are struggling, and it's against the big teams that we seem to have these problems. We're going to send João Felix on the left-hand side because Adele's not being able to get going in this game. And then we're going to try Cacciatore going off and send Mbappe up front as a lone striker and see if he can be the key to unlocking this game. George plays Cacciatore through, and Cacciatore's made it 1-1. And we're going over a new plan now. We're going to cancel that sub. However, Mbappe's still going to go up front. We're going to try the diamond with João Felix in his favoured position as an advanced playmaker and see if that can be the key to unlocking the defence of Juventus. Just overload them in the middle. And maybe that can find us a way through. We need to make one more change here. And I'm looking at George needing to come off. Hansen can go and play there. Penna crosses the ball in towards the far post. Lopez heads over. And we hold on. A 1-1, not the worst result for us if we can hold on here. Barriero tries to shrug off his man. Felix tries to find Cacciatore, but it's a poor ball. Hakem and Pavon now playing it out forward to Penna, and Jose Antonio's got a red card. He's just kicked him. No reason for it. And now we're going to go like this. Drop Quaresma back into the centre backs and move Saviadori into midfield just to try and see out the final moments of the game, and we have managed to do so. So again, I'm not unhappy about that. I am going to throw a water bottle at Antonio for getting sent off, but overall not a bad result. But it does go to show we do struggle against the top two in Italy. And Inter Milan now with a chance to go 2 points ahead of us if they can win their game. But hopefully, in the meantime, we can start to pick up points again now that we're past those two. Let's have a look at where we're coming back. So I think what we'll do now is we will come back for the Torino and Virtus Entella games after the January transfer window. Unless, of course, any big cup draws come up. I think we might end up with like Torino and a cup game, most likely. But we'll back either way. First 2 games after the January transfer window. We haven't really got much to spend. The board have actually reduced my budget, which I've never seen happen before. Although we are struggling for money, we're going to need to get back into that Champions League to get some money flowing back through the club. We of course end the episode in second, knowing Juventus could be about to overtake us. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below. Comment how you think we're going to get on with the rest of the season, and subscribe if you are enjoying the series. Thank you very much for watching.